The date is July 17th, 2023. Just out the gate. Apologies if the audio quality is fucking awful. I'm not using my regular setup for this. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the new TF2 update as someone who created a notable TF2 video. I don't know, I just felt like making this, plus at least one person said they'd be interested in watching this. I'll try to keep it short, like 5 minutes or less. First of all, let's get the full patch notes up. 14 new community maps, although 4 of them are currently unavailable and have not been unavailable as of yet, as they are part of the quote-unquote new game mode versus Saxon Hill, which is actually a community-made game mode that's like over a decade old, but is now finally fully implemented. I have never played it, and I don't really plan on playing it other than just seeing how it is once it's officially implemented. But from what I've seen compared to old versus Saxon Hill footage, it looks really polished up. The official, they put a lot of love and care. They didn't just straight port the community plugins and stuff. Like, they actually put the effort in to make it feel like a Valve official game mode, which I really appreciate. Other than that, we have 25 community contributed cosmetics, which, as far as I'm concerned, are very, very nice. Lots of widely applicable items that can be used in more than just one set, nothing like too specialized, and nothing even really themed around summer, which is very nice. 6 new taunts, which range from really, really good and ones that I personally wanted to see including Killer Joke and 2-4 Tango, to okay, like the Killer Signature and the Star Spangled Strategy, and then the Road Rager and the Head Doctor are kind of just whatever to me, but that's fine. So pretty good lineup for cosmetics in the cases. Unusual effects, there's like 3 that I really like, which is rare. I'm not usually a huge fan of most unusual effects. I just think they're gaudy and don't actually add much to the cosmetics, but there are a couple that I really like. And as far as the war paints cases go, it's very catering to one type of crowd, which is like the people who like more realistic, metal, less saturated war paints and skins, which, hey, that works if you like that. And as far as those go, they're really, really nice. There's like a couple of monochrome ones that I really, really like. The steel and black looks super good on certain cosmetics. The all black one looks really, or not cosmetics, weapons. And I just want to point this out. First of all, it goes to September 15th, 2023, which is a long time for an event. And this, all cosmetic and taunt cases will grant the Summer 2023 unusual effects instead of their normal unusual effects during the summer event. This is pretty big in terms of economy. I mean, I'm not a trader, but one of the big issues with introducing new unusual effects is that they're often locked to the cosmetics that came out in the same wave. So now we get a lot of the older hats with the new unusual effects. It doesn't apply to crates, so you're not going to get like anything like pre-2015 with new unusuals, but still, it's really good to see that we get to mix the new unusuals with older hats in general. We don't have all the fixes out yet. It is confirmed that we are getting more fixes than just what is listed here, but those aren't out yet, so I can't comment on them. So other than the 14 new community maps, there's 10 that I've actually played. I've played all of them and have formed a solid opinion on all of them. And in my opinion, they're mostly really good. There's nothing that's like super bad. I will say there's a couple maps that I'm not a huge fan of. Like Cashworks feels a little bit like it was made 2010 or earlier. It's kind of really cramped and choky. And the way the first spawns on Red work make it really annoying to set up as engineer, because you can't easily return to your spawn room and there's no resupply locker for some reason. So that's really annoying for the first spawn playing engineer specifically. In general, the whole map is really narrow. There's not a whole lot of play space. It's pretty choky. I do like the slanted part in between the first and second cap points. And that's a really fun area, but other than that, it's kind of disappointing, and I probably won't be playing on it outside of the event. This is, of course, assuming that these are year-round and aren't going to be exclusive to just this summer. If they are exclusive to just this summer, holy shit, Valve, I want to strangle you. Because they did this for last summer, or not last summer, but last Christmas. There was a few maps there that could have easily be done year-round maps, and they're really good and really fun. But for whatever reason, they made them Christmas exclusive, and that really fucking sucks. So I'm really hoping that these become fully implemented as just regular maps. Next, I guess we'll go down this way. Pelican Peak. It's Capture the Flag, so I haven't played on it a whole lot, but from what I've noticed, it's really compact, and like you could actually play Capture the Flag as the game mode was intended to be played, and not just an internal TDM like most other CTF maps, which is something I appreciate. I'm not a huge CTF player though, so I haven't really played on it much, but it's fun from what I've played. Reckoner? What's Reckoner? Oh yeah, that's the 5 CP max. It's pretty standard, honestly. It feels like pretty much every other 5 CP map to me, which isn't a bad thing. It's just 5 CP. It's pretty standard. There's nothing amazing or flawed about it, so it's just there. It's kind of middle of the road as far as literally everything goes. Selbian, it's a PD map, player destruction, which, I mean, I know people will really like the seal or whatever, and it is cute. The theming is very cute, but as far as the layout goes, it's kinda really average. I mean, there's only so much you can do for player destruction. It's not intended to be a main game mode, but it will be fun to hop on every once in a while for sure. I think I still prefer whatever the alien ones are. We are in the beam, whatever that map is. That's the first PD map, and I think I do prefer that, but this won't be nice. Sulfur, very, very, very pretty map. Very, 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 very pretty map. In terms of actual design, very unique, very interesting, lots of fun ideas. The issue is it's kind of got that CP steal thing going on where you gotta cap multiple points, and then there's the final point which you could cap at any time to win the game instantly, but capturing the other points will make capturing the final point easier, which in an organized match is really fun, but in your average casual match, I feel like it's going to be pretty hit or miss whether the match will be fun. But that's not really a fault of the map itself, but more just how casual works. Hardwood, very fun. And I don't really have much to say other than that, but it's well designed and it's fun. Phoenix, oh my god, this is like probably a top 5, top 3 payload map ever implemented into the game. It is so fucking well designed. There are so many paths everywhere. There's so many interesting spots to stand. There's no weird invisible walls or skyboxes blocking you if you're doing movement shit with demo or soldier. There's so many cool places to play as engineer. There's just so many everything. It is the ideal payload map in my mind. It is so good, and it's also really fucking pretty. It feels like a real place that I could be in, and I love that. So, like, it would not surprise me if, in time, this becomes, like, my favorite payload map in the game. It is so good. Rotunda is pretty safe in terms of actual map design, but it feels very professionally made. It's not like Megalo, where it's got that kind of amateur flair to it, where it kind of has some more hidden flaws to it, like more subtle flaws to it, where like, oh, you could only have a couple angles of attack, or there's weird fucking exploitative spots to stand or put in a sentry or whatever. This feels very, very, very balanced, very play-tested, very professionally made, and I really appreciate that. It's also just pretty in general. I really like it. It's like a B tier map, but like it's S tier in terms of effort and polish. Shark Bay, It feels a little bit more amateur compared to Rotunda, but it is still pretty, and it's still fun. It's not amazing by any means. I would say it's worse than Rotunda on average, but it's still very fun. Not much to say about it overall. Venice is the map that I'm probably the most mixed on. It's very hard to say whether I'll like this map in the future or not going forward. When I first played on it, I thought it would be the worst map in the pack. But as I play it and learn it, I think it's not as bad as I first thought. There's a lot of really long sniper sight lines that you can abuse, but I haven't seen too many people abuse it too hard. The big thing about it is there's just so many weird labyrinthian alternative paths throughout the map. And how the map opens up as you capture points is not immediately obvious a lot of the time. I feel like it's just got a big learning curve to it, and we can't really say how fun or well designed it is until people get familiar with it. But it's very wide, it's very open in design, at least in the outside parts, and the inside parts are labyrinthian, but also kind of open. I don't know. It almost feels like a Halloween map, but without the Halloween theming, which probably only makes sense in my head, but I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. That's all I could really say about it. It is kind of... We're going to have to wait and see about how it feels long term. Either way, I think this is... As far as seasonal update goes, this feels good. I know there's people who expected a lot more, since this is the first time Valve has put substantial effort into the game beyond the standard seasonal updates that we've come to expect. This is the first time we've had, like, a step up on Valve's part, but I personally wasn't expecting anything more than a good seasonal update. And yeah, if this was like a modern game with active development, this would feel like a very good seasonal update, not a major update. But Valve seems split on whether this is a seasonal update or a major update. They can't decide themselves, so it's hard to judge it as a whole when we don't know how to label it as it currently stands. As a seasonal update, if this is the standard for seasonal updates, Team Fortress 2 is looking the best it has in almost a decade. Seriously. People like to glorify how good things were back when we got regular major updates, but you gotta remember that Jungle Inferno was really disappointing. Meet Your Match almost killed the game entirely because of how fucking broken it was on launch. End of the Line was very disappointing. There's a lot of disappointing updates, and I think people forget that. If we only got updates like this from now on, the game would be better off than it was back then, I think, in my opinion. But if this is, like, the end of it, if this is an exception and not what we're seeing going forward, if this is Valve's idea of the maximum effort that you could put into the game, then yeah, it's not looking amazing for the future of Team Fortress 2, but as always, this game is so well designed that we don't really need all that much new content. In all honesty, I'm playing the game for the rest of the time, or at least until Valve official servers shut down, for years to come, regardless of how much effort are put into the updates. I'm not gonna lie. I hope this was at least somewhat interesting. Let me know in the comments or whatever, or in the Discord, if videos like this are something you guys want to see more of. Because this is fun to just talk off the cuff about my thoughts and stuff. So yeah, just let me know if you guys want to see more stuff like this, and I will gladly do it. And let me know how the mic quality is too. I'm not really sure how it will sound, but this is much easier than setting up my whole fucking recording setup that I normally do for my main channel videos. So yeah, just let me know how it is. And I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their summer and the rest of your Team Fortress 2 summer updating.